Hello, hello, my friends. Another dedicated candle review for you today. We are going to be talking about Gift Gala Whispering Spice. Now, I'm going to be really honest with you guys. I feel like poor Gift Gala here has kind of gotten pushed to the back burner in my candle stash. Not because she doesn't have some great fragrances, because let me tell you guys, I've got 3 reviews coming up here within the next couple of weeks of some really great fragrances. However, given that her business model is more of a pour to order, I really felt like I had some time to start burning these candles. Whereas some of the other brands that I tend to review here on YouTube, like Kringle, like Caramel Sundays, they had more pressing launches. And I felt like time was of the essence and I just needed to prioritize burning some other candles to get some post burn reviews out for you guys. However, I finally feel like I have a little bit of a breathing window here to share with you guys my thoughts on some of these most recent candles that I purchased from the Autumn Almanac collection, starting here with Whispering Spice. So this candle that I'm reviewing for you guys is one of her 2-wick vessels. I guess I should give a little bit of background. I feel like a lot of people, if you're tuning into this review, you're already a little bit familiar with Gift Gala. It is a small female-owned business based out of Texas. The owner's name is Shelby. I was introduced to this brand, like a lot of you guys were here on YouTube, by my friend Amy over at Beloved Fragrance Finds. And you know what? I've had some real hits. I've had a couple of misses. But I'm going to let you guys know where this candle falls on that spectrum for me, maybe give you some comparisons to other fragrances that you might be familiar with, and so on and so forth. So this is one of the 2-wick amber vessels. I do believe that this retails for around $28. Gift Gala does offer free shipping over $75, which is again why I'm wanting to get some of these reviews out for you guys in case you are interested in placing an order in I believe she's going to have a pre-order. I will make sure I'll put it in right here, you guys. I believe the pre-order for the October Traditions opens up either this Thursday or Friday, which is August 6th or the 7th. August 7th, you guys, seems to be a really big day for in the candle world. Obviously, we've got Kringle launching their Halloween Part 1. I know that Gift Gala is doing their October Traditions, and pulling back the curtain a little bit, it's also the date that the Caramel Sundays ambassadors are, we've been given to be able to place our pre-orders. So it's going to be a very expensive day for the old wallet. All right, Whispering Spice. Let's talk about this fragrance. We have fragrance notes listed as toasted pumpkin, autumn spices, whipped buttercream, and smoked vanilla. All right, the fragrance in and of itself, you guys, if you are familiar with her Grandma's Kitchen fragrance, which I think was initially part of like an Easter collection, and I think she keeps it around year round. This is in that wheelhouse. However, it definitely has its differences. It is not the same fragrance to my nose. This scent to me, I'm going to tell you guys, is very similar to elements of Caramel Sunday's Coffin Cake, as well as a little bit of their toasted pumpkin crunch. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you guys about this fragrance. What does my nose detect? This is a gourmand scent. It is a spice heavy scent. Is it so spicy and sweet that I find it, again, to be repetitive for other candles in her collection? No. This is it's definitely different. And I'm going to tell you guys what note I think makes this very different to my nose is that base note of smoked vanilla. One of the things that I will say about Gift Gala is that I feel like the notes that she lists when she puts together a fragrance blend, base notes are the notes that come out the longer that you burn a candle. And I have to say that my experience with Gift Gala, they are probably the most accurate in listing their base notes. Because when I initially light this fragrance, what I smell is definitely like almost like a spice cake. It doesn't have a lot of sweetness to it. There's not a ton of like they have a whipped buttercream listed here, you guys, but I don't get a dense, overly sweet frosting note. I definitely get almost like a spiced cake, but it's not a super dense cake. Maybe more of like a light, fluffier cake mix type of scent. But the longer that I burn this one, you guys, that smoked vanilla note starts to come out. And the longer that I burn this one, this is going to be kind of an odd description, and and however this is going to come across, it's how it's going to come across. It almost has like a dryness. It's hard to describe, you guys. The smoked vanilla almost gives like not almost like a dusty dryness to it, but I still like the fragrance. um, I feel like this is a fragrance that would go really, really nicely with a lot of other fall fragrances, even going into the holidays. You guys, this is a very versatile fragrance. For me personally, like I said, it's similar to Caramel Sunday's Coffin Cake. So if you like Coffin Cake, I have a feeling that you would like this one, but I will say that for me personally, Coffin Cake embraces a true like spice cake. And I get a little bit more sweetness, and I don't really have as much of this like smoked vanilla that comes through as I do on this one. Now, again, last year I had Caramel Sunday's Toasted Pumpkin Crunch, and I had some issues with my wicks on that. So I feel like that fragrance was a little bit smokier than maybe I had anticipated. But this one, you guys, is really, really nice. It's not the same as Grandma's Kitchen. It's not the exact same as Caramel Sunday's Coffin Cake. It's a different fragrance in and of itself, but if you tend to like fragrances like that, then I would say that you are going to like Whispering Spice. Just be aware that the longer that you burn it, again, there's almost the best way that my nose is interpreting that smoked vanilla is like a sweet dustiness to the fragrance. And yeah, I know that doesn't maybe sound very appealing. I'm not selling it really well, but it's not a turnoff to me either. Now, the one thing that I am going to say, I think we're kind of venturing into the performance here, is that these amber vessels, you guys, I have realized are probably not my favorite. I do find that they burn very, very hot, and I am somebody who likes to burn my candles in hurricanes, particularly 100% soy wax candles like this one. And so what I do find is that I can really only burn this candle for a maximum of 3 hours, because I do get concerned that it's burning so hot that it's starting to alter the fragrance. It's not getting smoky smelling, but I don't want it to take on a burned note. I will tell you guys that I did have to declutter my Harvest Marmalade that was in this vessel because I felt like it got so hot that it scorched the fragrance notes. So for me moving forward, you guys, when I purchase from Gift Gala, I think that I am going to purchase either in the 3-wick honeycomb vessel or her 4-wick vessels. That being said, you guys, let's take a look really quickly at how this 2-wick is performing. You can see how it's burning pretty hot here. You can see that the flames, I do have to trim the wicks. The flames are pretty intense, I would say, on this one. I mean, they're not, I don't feel like they're going to burn my house down or anything like that, but they are pretty intense. I've got a nice deep wax pool, but you can see there's definitely some carbon residue going on there. So, like I said, I feel like these amber vessels just get a lot hotter than her standard apothecary vessels, as well as the 3-wicks. Strength and throw on this little 2-wick, you guys, is actually pretty impressive for the size of the vessel. I'm going to give this about a 7 for me. The throw is very good. It definitely fills up my open concept living room. I can smell it a little bit throwing into the kitchen, but that's why I won't give it an 8, because an 8 means that like I can smell it through the kitchen. I can smell it when I'm walking out of the bedrooms, out of the hallway. It's not necessarily that strong, but it is definitely detectable. When I've burned this in the closed concept spaces, it throws well enough that it starts to throw outside of the bedrooms. So keep in mind, you guys, my open concept space has higher ceilings. The closed concept spaces have lower ceilings. So, I'm going to give this one probably about a 7. I imagine in a 3-wick or a 4-wick format, excuse me, that it will probably throw a little bit better. But again, given the very nature that this is like it's got some spice going on in this candle, I think that you're probably going to get pretty good performance out of it. And again, if you're in like a closed concept space, this little 2-wick will probably do well for you. Maybe the 2-wick apothecary style would do well for you. But I will just say that for me personally, maybe I don't really care for these amber jars anymore. But if you're somebody who doesn't burn your candles in hurricanes, or you like the look of the amber jar, it does burn, like you're going to get some decent strength and throw out of it. I personally have just discovered now, after purchasing a couple of different vessels from Gift Gala, that the 3-wick honeycomb vessels, I think right now, are currently my favorite. I did buy a 4-wick, which was the Hallows Eve. Didn't care for that fragrance, so I ended up decluttering it. But yeah, you guys, this one does get 2 thumbs up for me. Do I see myself repurchasing it? No. And the only reason why is that if you were to ask me which fragrance do I like more between this one or Coffin Cake, I'm going to say Caramel Sundae's Coffin Cake just holds the slight edge. That is like the most perfect spice cake fragrance that I have come across. And again, this isn't marketed as a spice cake fragrance. It has very similar fragrance notes to Coffin Cake, but they're done a little bit differently. And like I said, Coffin Cake just has, I feel like it's a little bit more of an authentic spice cake. And it doesn't have as much of that smoked vanilla aspect that comes out as it's burning. I mean, it does, but it just smells sweeter to my nose. Whereas this one's got a little bit of that dusty component that I'm not mad at, but it's a little bit different for me. So let me know in the comment section down below if you have purchased this candle. What are your thoughts on it? This is one that I actually find myself probably wanting to put away for a little while now. It's great for blending, you guys. This goes with so many other candles currently in my collection, but I do feel like this is a fragrance that is better to burn not when it's 110 degrees outside. This is definitely more of like a fall and winter type of fragrance for me. This is a really good like rainy day type of candle. So yeah, I think I'm going to set it aside until then. I do have an affiliate discount code with Gift Gala. Katie10 can save you 10% off of your purchase. So if you're looking for a little bit of a discount, feel free to use that. It is eligible for a commission, so please only use that if comfortable. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. Hit thumbs up if you found this review helpful. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.